Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description, the direct line for purchase inquiries from you to my crew for this or any watch you see here on Watchbox Reviews. And the watch we're talking about is a 2017 special edition dedicated to the men and women of the French Coast Guard. This is the Bell & Ross Vintage BRV2-94 Garde-Cotes, a timepiece featuring French Coast Guard gray and orange on its dial. It's a stainless steel 41mm case that wears easily on my 16cm circumference wrist. From lug to lug, a nice compact 47.8mm, 13.9mm thick, and you can see the generously domed sapphire here, designed to create the vintage-inspired plexiglass off-axis distortion, but with the scratch resistance of a sapphire, and a nice 22mm spacing between the lugs for a modern planted stance. The timepiece, easy to wear, with a more conventional round case than the instrument style we've become familiar with from Bell & Ross. It includes a bracelet that is vintage in style but modern in construction. Short link design, you can see the short links making for a very silken, supple feel on the wrist. It's somewhere between a dress bracelet and a sports bracelet. Polished outer faces, satin finished mains, polished intermediates, and then a feature I did not expect given Bell & Ross's value positioning in the market, full screw fixed removable links rather than pin sleeves. That is an upscale refinement I did not anticipate. There are 3 divots inside the clasp where you can anchor the clasp using a strap tool to make fine adjustments to the fit. You can see the bracelet thoughtfully constructed, likely by Bell & Ross sister company G&F Chatelain, one of the finest constructors of cases, bracelets, and clasps in the industry. Plenty of gaps to vent the wrist on a hot day. I mentioned that the clasp is impressive. It is. Milled out from the solid single swing arm, you can see straight through polish with the Bell & Ross ampersand logo, and then twin trigger release, nice and secure when closed. Jumping back to the case, you can see a combination of polish and satin finished lug hoods, polished case flanks, a nice media blasted base to the crown with relieved and polished border and logo. That speaks to the attention to detail that you get on Paris-designed, Swiss-built Bell & Ross watches. That is correct. They are technically a Parisian company that manufactures in Switzerland. Now, the timepiece features screw-down crown and chronograph pushers for 100-meter water resistance, and then you have polished bezel underside to contrast with the black anodized aluminum insert. Now, it's a pulsometer scale. The aluminum insert featuring a mechanism that can be used for lifesavers in the Coast Guard to gauge the pulse of a person that they pick up. What you do is you put your finger on the pulse, you count to 30 beats, and simultaneously start the chronograph when you start the count. And when you reach 30, you stop the chronograph. So if you were to reach 30 at approximately 9 seconds elapsed, that would mean that the beat per minute rate of your patient is about 200. That's pretty crazy. You're going to want to calm that person down or apply medication. Now, I can't advise you on life-saving procedure, but I can advise you on your next watch, and this might be it, as you have the gray and orange of the French Coast Guard, but you also have white calibration for the sub-registers. Nice symmetrical vintage-inspired twin register logo. You can see sunken sub-registers, orange varnish hand for the chronograph seconds with a lovely delta wing aircraft motif acting as the counterweight. You have a 30-minute chronograph register and a nice ghosted monotone gray date disc at approximately 4:30. The watch featuring Arabic numerals at 12 and 6, high contrast dial, easy to read. A few refinements worthy of note. First, there is the stop seconds or hacking function. Second, there is a quick set function for the date, so you can rapidly cycle the date should it run down or encounter irregular length months. Now, this watch is built on an ETA 28942. It's basically a vertical clutch chronograph module version of the ETA 28942, and it's made by ETA. So the 2894 with a vertical clutch chronograph module has a smooth start to its chronograph. There is no jump or stagger as you would find in a lateral clutch. So you've got vertical clutch refinement right here. You've got the stop seconds, you've got the quick set date, a high beat rate, 28,800 vibrations per hour, 37 joules, automatic winding, bidirectional, so no unidirectional rotor wobble or rattle, and a 42-hour power reserve as beat sway at 8 beats per second. You could see the emblem of the Garde-Cotes, or the French Coast Guard, on the case back. 100 meters water resistant in spite of the display case back. This is a sound all-arounder for wrists of any size. And because the Coast Guard generally is one of the most selfless, frequently engaged, and often required branches of any nation's military, you can consider this a universal Coast Guard tribute edition. So if you're one of my former comrades in arms in the United States Coast Guard, this would be a great way to celebrate a career milestone. Contact me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. Bell & Ross BRV294